What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here, and I'm here with. It's just me today, guys. It is just me. I just wrapped up an interview for next week, which was something incredible that it's one of those ones where I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Um, I'll announce it now. I don't know if I put this out on any social media, but I just finished up interviewing Don DiGiacomo. Otherwise known as Jameson, if you're familiar with he was the co-host of the Bobby Heenan show in the 80s for a few years and managed guys like when he went on the road, he managed guys like the Bushwhackers. Just an incredible interview. Really quick, he's got a stand-up thing coming up at Gio's Restaurant in New York City with himself, Mario Mancini, and his son, and Jameson's son, who is he played Kevin James' son on Kevin Can Wait. He's done a whole bunch of TV and movies. The kid's a star. It'll be like a stand-up dinner, 3-course dinner at Gio's Restaurant, 253 South Little Tour Road in New York City. It's $100 for tickets. That includes a 3-course gourmet meal with options for everybody. So check that out if you're in the area, anywhere close to New York. Be sure to check that out. It's going to be a great time. And the stand up show. I mean, I've seen Great the Hammer do stand up. I've seen Mario interact with stand up comedies, and obviously it's Jameson. Like, that's going to be a fun show. But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to run down. Josh, I'll be straight up with everybody. Joe couldn't make the show. He went away for the weekend with his girlfriend. Can't be mad at him there. I went away a couple weeks ago. I said, I'm still going to do the show. I'm going to grab Josh. Josh was sick this morning, so he can't make it. But we're going to run through. This is an easy one because I'm going to run through the Money in the Bank. I'll be checking your comments periodically, but I may not be in there. What's up, Tommy Flint? Glad you got your figure. I didn't get a chance to reply to you yet, buddy. But that's awesome. And we'll be spinning the wheel in a little while. So Money in the Bank, I thought it was really good. You had the Mysterios versus the Usos, which I loved. The Usos getting the win. I thought it was a great match for everybody involved. I thought Dominic did well. Ray's always going to have a good match. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, they're always going to be money. The women's Money in the Bank match: Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Selena Vega, Natalya, and Tamina.
Sorry, I didn't know that one.
And sorry, my Amazon Echo responded to Miss Bliss's first name, and threw me off a little. I think this was a surprise. I heard predicting Liv Morgan. I predicted Liv Morgan. And then Nikki, a superhero, Nikki Ash, for the win. I thought that was cool. I thought it was a very cool finish. The way she did it, everything looked believable, looked real. And I thought it was a pretty good match. I'm not going to say a 5-star or anything, but it was a good match. I enjoyed it. And yes, to Nikki Cross, Tommy Flynn, for those who don't know. And the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles and Omos. I think the Viking Raiders almost won the championship. Ha, ha, ha. See what I did there? Doesn't work as well without having a co-host to laugh. But I really thought the Viking Raiders were winning this one. Brand new merch, but I think I see what's happening. I think they're winning down the line, maybe SummerSlam, maybe before then. I thought this match was great. Obviously, Omos isn't as polished as AJ and the Viking Raiders, who've been doing this forever. But I really thought he did a great job. I think AJ did a good job. I think the Viking Raiders, they looked phenomenal. They looked like they were going to win several times. Great match. Super believable. And Bobby versus Kofi. Bobby Lashley, Kofi Kingston. This match was sort of a wildcat. I didn't know who was going to win. Because of the men's Money in the Bank match, I think everybody knew who was going to win that. I think everybody predicted that one proper. But because of that, this could have gone either way. This could have gone Kofi wins, and then there's a few different storylines you can go with that, or Lashley wins, and now it's the two big guys going against each other. So I thought it was a good match. It was believable, and I think everybody thought that match was going to happen, and I thought after the men's Money in the Bank, and everybody thought there was going to be a cash-in right away. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, I thought was a really good match. Obviously, Charlotte getting the win. Why wouldn't she? She doesn't lose. The men's Money in the Bank match. This match was probably match of the night. Ricochet, John Morrison, those two did incredible things. Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins. I mean, who didn't flinch when Big E hit that the power slam off of the top of the freaking ladder? So incredible. And thank you, Tommy. Who didn't flinch when he hit that off of the ladder? I mean, you're pretty high up. That's a big move. There's a lot of potential damage. Johnny Drip Drip did his thing, was over. And, of course, Big E got the win. Then, the Universal Championship match. Roman Reigns versus Edge. I enjoyed it as much as I'm going to enjoy a match with these two, which is great. And they're both, but I don't think anybody thought Edge was going to win the Universal title at this point. I don't think we saw. I don't know. I just don't think anybody thought that Edge was going to win that. We all knew that Roman was going to come out and retain. It is what it is, and then at the end of that, it happened. Something we haven't seen in years. Something I know Tommy Flynn went crazy for. Because Tommy Flynn has the whole outfit. Something that I know the whole world went crazy for. And you're all going to say you hate him next week, but y'all cheered the hell out of him last week. John Cena made his return to the WWE network. And it was awesome. It was cool. He came out, confronted, set up a storyline. You know where he's going to be. He told everybody Monday morning, Monday I'm going to be there first thing. I'm not making you guys wait. You can't see me, goes off the air. Incredible. And I popped for it. I'm happy for it. Fruity Pebbles, bright colors, the new shirt's back. Which, guys, if you want to get that John Cena shirt, if you have action figures, if you have an old Cena action figure, and you want to get that shirt, go to it's Figtees, FIGTEES.co.uk. Use promo code TIW. What they do is they make shirts. You can do custom shirts, or you can do the current, they have most of the current popular WWE shirts. But they're not made for you. They're definitely not made for me. They're made to fit onto your action figures. I'm in the process actually of ordering a couple Irish Whip action figure t-shirts. Not a whole lot. This will be a very limited run. That will be going out to a few people. So pay attention. And I think this is going to be something cool. That's figtees.co.uk. If you spend over $15, it's free shipping, but you get 20% off anyway with promo code TIW because they are our newest partner. Also, got to plug our other partners, WrestlingNewsSource.com. I caught AEW last night. And a few things on AEW really got me excited. I was in the middle of a Zoom call with a few other wrestling people talking about independent wrestling and shows coming up in September locally with New England All-Star Wrestling in particular. But so I wasn't watching fully, but I look up and I see MDK on my TV screen, Nick effing Gage coming out on television. You know, that guy, he's not made for TV. He's definitely not made to wrestle Cody Rhodes. That guy is dangerous. He's literally, like, I'm not exaggerating. He's a deathmatch guy. He's dangerous. He's not a normal, sane human being. And they're gonna put him on television. That's just, I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes, but that doesn't seem very freaking responsible. And also got to see Sting having some interaction with Orange Cassidy. And I don't know who threw a meaner shin kick. I don't know who's hurt more, but it was really cool. Everybody's gonna drink, and I got no one to cover up for me when I'm yawning. That was really cool to see Sting interacting with Orange Cassidy like that and taking. Orange has been around for some time, but Orange is still a young guy, especially compared to somebody like Sting. To see Sting interacting with somebody like that is really cool. Like, Sting's literally a legend. I also watched Raw, and I loved Raw. Of course, Goldberg coming back and saying he's next. Keeps coming back and going for the title and getting the opportunity. Why wouldn't he? He draws tickets. And it's crazy that, you know, they keep bringing him back. But I get it. Like, they needed somebody that they knew would be a big draw. But you can debut half of these guys from NXT right now. You throw Adam Cole on TV, and he's going to get a pop. It may not be a Goldberg pop, but it's going to be a pop. And you do that right now with the fans just returning to the arena. Like, this was the first Raw with fans in the arena. It was the first pay-per-view with fans in the arena. Last week was the first SmackDown, fans in the arena. Like, you do that, you bring up someone like Adam Cole or even Kyle O'Reilly, and guess what? Those fans are going to pop for them, and those fans are going to be loyal. Watch the Nikki Ash fans, because she really just started out. Made Rust a new gimmick, and watch how loyal they become as her gimmick evolves, as I hope it does. Yes, Thunder Rosa with Impact now. That's really cool. And yeah, the interaction between those two, it was just fun, Joe, with Sting and Orange. But yeah, the Goldberg, but you could have brought up some of these young kids and had a similar impact. Bringing Keith Lee back, and the crowd popped. And I thought that was really cool to see him back in it. I like Keith Lee. I know some people are up on him, and I know he's had some health issues. I don't know why this looks so uneven, guys. I apologize. It's driving me nuts. But I cannot get it fixed. I just got called a professional by Jameson, and I'm showing that. Yeah, Finn back up on SmackDown. It's a good time for wrestling right now, and with it going live, and with it going live again, and really just having fans there, I think that's going to make a huge difference. Tommy, I know you're probably looking forward to all all the stuff coming up in Boston here with, I know I think we have a Raw coming. I know AEW's coming. And I know you're going to be at everything. UFO, I think, in August, now that they can run again. And it's going to be fun for wrestling. It's going to be a good time to be a wrestling fan. And it's, you're going to see, I think you're going to see some big crowds at the local shows. You're going to see WWE is going to sell out wherever right now. But I think even the local shows, the little independent wrestlers, which you guys should all be supporting as well, if that's what you like. I mean, obviously, if you don't like that style, don't buy in. But it's it's fun, and you get to see some of the up and comers. Like you might get. I'm trying to think of some of the guys who are coming up. Like not too long ago, only a few months ago, you would see a all good Anthony Green on his show. You would see a who became August Gray, who recently got released. So you may now you're going to see the alternate Anthony Green. You would have saw a guy named Christian Casanova on shows around here, who is now Carmelo Hayes. You would have saw a guy named Josh Briggs, who is actually fighting Carmelo Hayes next week on NXT in the Top Prospect Tournament. And that match, I can tell you, because I've seen those two several times, that match is going to fucking change people's minds about NXT. That match is going to really turn heads. It's going to get attention. Those two are going to kill each other. They're going to have fun doing it, and it's going to be a damn good match. I'm telling you right now, without knowing what else is on that card, that's match of the night. Period. Hands down, end of subject. Carmelo Hayes versus Josh Briggs in any arena, match of the night. And I'm looking forward to it. The second they announced that, I was like, oh, they're looking to do that? That's how they're going to do this? Because they're going to get people from AEW with that match. They're going to get a random person who happens to be flipping through the channels with that match. Tommy. You know what, Tommy? You guys like you who show up to the shows and show the support and you buy the shirts and you buy all of that stuff. You guys are the greatest fans. That's what makes. I'm just a person. I go to shows and I help out. But guys that really support the product and support the shows, those are the greatest wrestling fans. You guys in the chat room, I know Joe and Tommy's in there. What shows do you guys like outside of WWE? I know Tommy, obviously UFO wrestling, and the stuff around Boston. Who's your favorite non-WWE wrestler? Let me see. And it's I'll tell you right now, my favorite non-WWE wrestler, non-signed wrestler, I'll say, is probably I don't want to go the easy route and say the alternate Anthony Green because Anthony is one of my favorite wrestlers, 100%, and he knows that. I tell him that all the time. Hopefully you'll hear him on the show soon, but he's not quite ready yet. He will be doing some autograph signings and shows in August, so pay attention to that, and you'll get to see him. He'll be traveling the country. I think Mike McCarthy, and I don't know if Mike's still active. But Mike is a great independent wrestler who could be on TV any given Monday, any given Wednesday, any given Thursday, and could fit in with anybody in any roster. I think there's a few other guys that are like that, but Mike is like just a standout who's never been seen, and it's there's just a lot of good going on with Mike, and I hope that he stays active. I'm not too sure if he's going to or not. Yeah, Tommy, you know what's up with Mike McCarthy. And he can do every style. He was a hardcore guy for a while. The mass hole. Joe Salenzo says before he retired, Leo Rush did it for me after he was cut. Yeah, Leo was another one that was a really outstanding wrestler, and I think Leo just got called up before he was physically ready. His wrestling ability was ready. I don't think his mind was ready yet when he got called up. I agree with you on him though. He is something fun to watch, and I've actually watched a couple of his matches lately. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have Pluto TV, which is an app I have on my smart TV, there is an independent wrestling channel, which is really, really, really good. They show a lot of Beyond, a lot of Defy Northwest. They even show a little bit of original Glow wrestling on the weekends, which is that's where I've been watching a lot of my wrestling lately, is on that, or I'll watch IWTV. And guys, I'm going to spin the wheel in a minute or two, but I want to tell you guys really what just happened with Jameson. And Don DiGiacomo is his real name. His son is James DiGiacomo. If you look him up on IMDb, you'll see all the stuff he's done. Like John just did an hour with me for next week's show. Promoting his show his show coming up, which is August 7th at Gio's Restaurant in New York City. Guys, again, it's $100, but for that $100, you get the stand up, you get the meet, you get a Q&A. After the Q&A, you get a meet and greet where they'll come right up to your table. You can say to the waitress, "Hey, when Jameson is done, could you send him over here? Or when Greg the Ham is done, could you send him over here?" And she'll go over and let them know, and they'll make their way to your table. You don't have to go to them. You don't go to their table the way you do it most. It's going to be a lot more personal. And they'll sit down with you and have a little conversation, a meet and greet. The $100, if you want to buy merchandise from the wrestlers, obviously feel free to, but you're not, that $100 is all you need to spend. That gets you your meal. It gets you all the soda and coffee. In the meal, you have a choice of meals, and he had gone over the list of some of them, and it was like veal parm, and for vegetarian, eggplant parm for vegetarians. There was a spinach and artichoke dip for appetizers, and several other appetizers, several desserts. Like, you're getting a real high quality meal at a nice Italian restaurant. So, I'll be posting the links in my show notes to the Eventbrite, or you can actually email Jameson, and he'll give you his Venmo, his email address. I had it here. Hang on one second. I'm just going through my notes again. His email address is jamesonxwwf@gmail.com. Jameson, the letter X, wwf@gmail.com, for tickets. Or you can go to Eventbrite. If you go to Eventbrite, make sure you change your city to New York, and just type in Gio's Restaurant, and it'll pop up. And you can buy your tickets there as well. Now, guys, I have what's that thing, Tommy? Tommy, what do I do every week? I forget. What's that thing called? With the I give away a figure or something, right? How do I do that? I got to spin something. Is that what it is? I'm looking for you guys to remind me. I forget. I'm riding solo this week. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Let's see if I can figure out how to do it. Let's see. Oh, I think this is it here. Oh, yeah. That look familiar, guys? Oh, look at that last name on there, huh? We're going to shuffle this up a little. This is just a little tease, guys. I'm not going to spin it yet. I just want to tease you. We're giving away, guys, this week here, this is a crazy figure. This is one I looked at a long time ago, and I said, man, I want to give that away sometime. And I was looking through, and I said, you know what? This is the week. This is the China Elite with, she comes with Rocco and Oh shoot! There's some arms on. There's an extra set of arms on there too for a Build-A-Figure. Bear with me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly who it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really cool figure. It's one I looked at when it first came out and said, "Man, that's awesome. I really want to give that figure away to somebody." Um, and here's the deal: we pay for the figures. Like we don't get these figures. I don't have a deal with the site that I buy them off of. In fact, this figure is not off the site I normally buy it off of. Um, this is off a different site, and it comes with the Paul. It's a Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering. So you get Paul's arms and the Rocco figure, along with China. She comes with the old women's belt. I wish it was the Intercontinental belt, but that's okay. A couple sets of hands for her, and it's a first in line for Paul Ellering. Obviously, not China's first in line. It's just a nice figure, guys. And all you have to do, again, follow us on Twitter so you can get our tweets every week, and you retweet the one. Tommy saying the wheel. All you have to do is retweet the tweet, follow some simple instructions on there. I usually ask that you follow us and our partners at Wrestling News Source, where you can always find us there, like Ben and Iller over at or Christy over at WrestlingNewsSource.com have been unbelievable to the Irish Whip over the years. I'm talking from day one. And you can also find us on Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio on their wrestling site. We're on their main page usually as well, and on Saturdays they do like a radio deal where they'll play one or two of our shows, like on a radio schedule type of thing. It's but and you can get all listen. Football season's coming up. Full Press Coverage is going to be the site to go to for football news, football coverage. They got Patriot shows. They got Chris Rucker, one of his million podcasts is a Dallas Cowboy show for some reason. For the 3 Cowboys fans that are out there, so Full Press Coverage, great site. But WrestlingNewsSource.com, they're the boys. That literally, I don't go to any news sites. If I need to check news, I check with WrestlingNewsSource.com. There's a reason for that. I'm actually in their staff group on Facebook, and I see the stuff that they go through to validate their news. Plus, we're right on their main page. You go in, you see the Irish Whip banner right there. They also have the WNS podcast, which has like 400 episodes or something crazy like that. Oof, guys, I'm gonna save this for after I spin the wheel. I'm doing, like I said, guys, I didn't know what was going on today. I thought Josh was gonna be here with me. But we're gonna spin the wheel in a second, and then I'm gonna talk about the 2 rumors for AEW and how I feel about both of them. And I think everybody probably knows what I'm talking about when I say the 2 rumors. And if you don't, you will after the wheel spin. Let's get rid of that ad that they're not. Man, y'all ain't here for me. Let's see. We'll shuffle it a little more. And we're going to spin it. And we're going to see who wins the wheel. A little dead air for the live people so I know where to mark the spot. But this will have wins and losses by my man Mike Farrell, Chaos Theory podcast plan. Who do we got? I love it. Guys, there's so many of you guys that are there every week. Obviously, Tommy, Bobby D, who I know is watching his granddaughter's so I think softball game, he said, right now, so he can't be here. all you guys are in the chat room every week, and all of you guys every week are on the wheel. But Ricky Rickerton, there's another one that's on the wheel every week, has won the China figure. I love when I see guys like I like seeing new people on the wheel too. Don't get me wrong, but when a person that's been on the wheel and kind of working for us for a while and doing the retweets for us for a while wins, I get a little happy inside. I got happy when Tommy won last a couple weeks ago. Now, guys, here's the rumors for AEW. I don't do rumors, but I'm interested in these two because I want to see where it goes. I think one is true and one is trash. And I think True or Trash is the name of a segment now that I just made up. So, one, they're both about talent signings with AEW. One is that they are close to signing with CM Punk. And the other is that they have signed Brian Danielson, a.k.a. whatever. And I think one of those is trash, and I think one of those is true. I don't think... I'll say this. I know for a fact one of those guys wants to wrestle. I know for a fact one of those guys wants to wrestle with the talent of the likes of AEW stars. I'm talking some of the old Ring of Honor guys, some of the New Japan guys that are over there, some of the younger talents. And I also know, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, obviously, I don't know any of this. I don't talk to these guys. I also am pretty sure one of those guys wants very little to do with wrestling, or at least doesn't want to travel. So maybe if wrestling was in his town, in Chicago. Oh, look at who shows up now. What's up, Bobby D? So maybe if it was in Chicago, like All Out is, then maybe they could get CM Punk for the Price is Right. I was just talking about you, Bobby. I hope your granddaughter did well in her game. And I don't think CM Punk wants anything to do with traveling. So maybe if they're in Chicago, and maybe if the price is right, like big money, like 7 figures, then CM Punk will get out of bed. AJ Styles, on the other hand, wants so bad to wrestle, and wants so bad to wrestle that type of talent, from what I understand, that I think that's an easy choice. I think I think people saying they're close to signing CM Punk is trash. And I know some reputable sources are saying it, but a reputable source in pro wrestling is just a mark with somebody's phone number. I said that, didn't I? I'm sorry if that stung, but like the news sites, like I said, I only check one, WrestlingNewsSource.com. Because I know what they go through to check their sources. But I think AJ Styles really wants to wrestle. I think it's just in his bloodstream. I think AJ Styles is going to wrestle until he physically cannot move. So I think that's where that's going. I think AJ Styles is going to go AEW. I think people saying that CM Punk is talking to them is trash. Of course, he'll talk to them, but I don't think there's any chance of him doing it outside of the Chicago shows. Now, who would I want to see AJ Styles wrestle I just said AJ Styles like 3 times because I think him and Bryan Danielson are like pretty interchangeable, him and Daniel Bryan. But Bryan Danielson in AEW, I mean, him versus Orange Cassidy, AJ Styles versus Cody. I just did it again. Bryan Danielson versus Cody. Bryan Danielson versus Lance Archer. Any of them. really, literally, quite literally, any of them. Dude, Bryan Danielson versus Darby Allin. Okay? Still with Sting in Darby's corner. That would be a 5-star match. Calling it now. Doesn't get the 6-star because the 6-star doesn't exist. But that's a 5-star. And I think there's a lot of those in AEW for Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryant or whatever name he goes as in there. And so I hope that one is true. That's now, Bobby. What do you think? What did you think of the pay-per-view? What did you think about John Cena coming back, Bobby D? Were you excited for Cena? Did you enjoy the pay-per-view? What did the grandkids think about it? Because I know you get together with everybody to watch that stuff. And I'm struggling here, guys. It's tough. I'll tell you guys, this is tough doing it with one person. I didn't want to not have a show tonight. Oh, here's one, guys. Celebrity Family Feud this week has David Arquette, Jungle Boy, and other wrestlers. That will be a lot of fun. Thunder Rosa signs with All Elite Wrestling. AEW applies for the First Dance trademark. I wonder what that means. Is that going to be like a Fandango thing? And WWE planning to hold a Queen of the Ring tournament this year. I would love to see that. That would be something crazy. And yeah, see, I'm looking at even Booker T is reacting to Daniel Bryan signing with AEW. It's I mean, even Nick Gage being in AEW now, like who knows where that's gonna go. There's so much. Like I hope that leads to another feud. I know him and Moxley have locked up a lot before in the past. I just hope that really gives like a good television run to that feud because that would be something. It's going to be a lot. AEW is really making a play, but right now so is NXT. And let's face it, as much as people want to say it is, AEW is not competition for Raw or SmackDown. The ratings don't come close. The wrestling level is close. I'll give it that. But the promotion wise, they just don't have the machine that WWE is yet. They're working on it. But it's definitely very competitive with the NXT, which a lot of people didn't think it would be in the beginning. And that's pretty cool to see. It's nice to have. I always liked having competition. I loved when WCW was around because it just made it so much better. It made the WWE be better. And that's so, guys. I don't have a whole lot else. I know it's about 15 minutes early. I'll tell you what, if you guys are in the chat, if you guys are there live listening, and there's something you all want to talk about, go ahead and stick it in the comments of wherever you're at. So if you're on Facebook, comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're at, Twitch. If you comment, I'll see it, and I'll talk about that for a few minutes. Guys, New England All-Star Wrestling's coming back in September. They're still in the process of doing their roster reset, and let me tell you, some of this roster reset is going to piss some people off. It's going to be something that's going to be so good for this company. From talking to Caleb yesterday, he is so passionate, and he just wants this to work. He's doing everything in his power. He's putting money into it. He's putting time into it. New England All-Star Wrestling is going to be something in New England. It is something in New England right now. Caleb doesn't seem to believe that. They've put on a great product. They've built guys from nothing. And they've really built them up and made people that aren't New England people, that don't live in New England. And they've got them so over with the New England crowd. Unfortunately, some things happen, and sometimes the rosters do need to change a little bit. And that's what he's going through right now. But I know in September, I forget the exact date in September, but he's going to be back in Rockland at Hardcore Sports, which is right off the highway in Rockland. It's right down the street from the Home Depot. Very easy to get to, air-conditioned building. And it's really, dude, his production is so great. Everything about that product, there's people who I haven't seen in a long time that I'm looking forward to seeing. And then there's also the rock god Adam Barasano, who will be there and managing his guy. And Adam, over the years, if you follow him on Facebook, if you follow him on his Snapchat, you know he's buying and selling real estate, and he's making a lot of money. And he's trying to help this company out by spending some of its money, but unfortunately, I think the guys he's getting behind are too I don't know, they're just too, they don't listen to authority well, I'll say that. You shouldn't go out there and intentionally hurt somebody the way Spencer Slade did. And that was just an unfortunate circumstance. I'm sorry I couldn't be at that show, because I definitely would have been one of the ones in the ring pulling him off of the kid that he beat up. And hopefully they're able to get this kid under control, because he looks like, I don't know, he's got 27 abs. He's in great shape. He's a great wrestler. They just have to keep him disciplined and in control of himself. And but New England All-Star Wrestling, I know Pat with UFO has a show coming up with Mike Skyros for Dali Decimo. The T at the end is silent. For the vacated UFO heavyweight title. So I'm not sure what's going on there, because their champ, the last I remember, was the masshole, Mike McCarthy. And so much more. UFO always puts on a great show. That's in Malden at the Malden Irish American. So you guys get plugs when I have nothing to talk about. But UFO Wrestling on Facebook and on Twitter, you can check them out. New England All-Star Wrestling as well. They're all over social media. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, all of that. And it's gonna be something. And both of those companies I love and I hold very dear to my heart, because they're companies that have given me chances to help out and do things when I might not be able to lift a ring up anymore, or I might not be able to I don't know, there's a lot I can't do anymore. But it's Bobby D's always there, Tommy Flynn's always there. Get to see guys like that, and we'll just have fun. Like, guys, go and do me a favor this week. I'm going to give you guys some homework. I don't care if it's a current match. I don't care if it's an old match. I want you guys to go and watch a match that makes you happy, because everybody watches wrestling with a critical eye now, and they all criticize, oh, this one's not that good. Oh, screw this one. Oh, they screwed they jammed this guy down our throat. Well, forget all of that and go watch a match that makes you smile. Watch a match that entertains you. Okay? That's what I'm going to ask you guys to do. I can tell you guys, I'm probably going to watch a Chikara match. Maybe something from the Colony. Maybe watch my boy Green Ant, or watch his predecessor, Green Ant. And I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. Like, fuck it. Those matches made me smile. They made me happy. I'll watch a match that I was there for, and I'm going to ask everybody to do that this week, and then at 3IrishBoys on Twitter with what match you're watching. You don't have to post a link to it. If you do, awesome. I'll watch it. And just tell me, hey, this is the match I watched this week. I want to see how many of those we get this week. So at 3IrishBoys, tag us, and just tell me the match. So-and-so versus so-and-so, and if you know the date or the event it was at, if you don't have a link to it, then that way there I can still look it up and go watch it. Because I like watching good wrestling that makes people happy, that makes me forget about everything else going on in fucking life. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. We're 10 minutes early. I hope you guys don't mind. I've been podcasting for like 2 hours right now, and it's a lot by myself. So I am gonna wrap up like 10 minutes early. But can you guys do that for me? Go and watch some wrestling for next week. Just one match that makes you happy. Whatever it is, share it with me. Maybe I'm gonna see somebody new that I didn't know about. And I'll tweet my match out at some point over the weekend and let you guys know which match it was that I watched, so you guys can have the opportunity to. All right, and Ricky Rickyton, I will be getting your figure out to you. I'll drop me a message, please, on Twitter, and that's it, guys. Guys, have a nice night. As Joe would say, see you next Tuesday, or see you next Thursday. Sorry.